Jeff, as you look back and the progress maybe this team has made this year, what do you remember from this year and the improvement that you've seen from the team?
I think the team made some big steps, big positive steps. Obviously, to do that, you need individuals to do that. I thought we had some young guys make some big steps in their careers, and that's exciting. I think going forward, you're going to see those guys continue to improve, and as a result, the group's going to keep moving forward.
How exciting was it for you too? Because yes, you've scored goals, and you've scored goals before, but you by far set a record for yourself in assists. Where your point total, your assist total went up, and maybe your game was a little bit different. How exciting was that for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, they finally started putting my passes in. Yeah. No, I think, I mean, I enjoyed playing with, obviously I played with Thompson and Tuck for the majority of the year, and then Mitzi at the end. But yeah, I think that's sort of a piece of my game that I've been trying to improve on, and I think it's gotten better, and obviously you guys need to put it in. So it's been fun to have some chemistry with those guys. And to also build that part of my game. So I think it helps us as a whole, and obviously overall helps my game sort of overall too, I think, in terms of scoring too. So it's been a focus of mine, and I'm glad it's starting to improve.
Jeff, what's the excitement like? A couple of years ago, probably nobody really knew what was ahead for this organization, but now with everything you guys have built, and I mean you're under contract here for still a little while now, and you guys can continue to build toward what you accomplished this year.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think there's maybe a little different buzz around the city, around the team, and that's what you want as a player. Obviously, it's up to us to continue to keep taking those steps, and as the expectations and the pressure rises, you have to continue to meet those challenges. So that'll be an exciting thing to go through, I think, over the next little while here. I think guys will have it's a big summer for guys, and I think guys are aware of sort of the situation we're in here as an organization, and guys are excited for the opportunity. So it's something that's something to look forward to.
What is the next step for this organization?
I think you miss out in the playoffs by a win. It's going to be to make the playoffs. So I think for us, I think over the last little while, you saw kind of the level get raised, desperation in guys got raised as a result of just playing important games coming down the stretch, and that's some valuable experience we're going to be able to draw off of, I think, starting in training camp. So, I think that's the way it goes. You get better, you take steps forward, expectations rise. I think that everyone in the rooms is aware of that.
What did you learn about yourself in year 13?
I don't know. That's deep. I don't know.
Get a little deep.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's exciting. I think that the last few years we haven't been in the race this late in the season, and I think just being a part of that sort of run we had there at the end was exciting for me personally, to see kind of young guys with not much experience kind of raise their games and be in pressure situations and rise to the challenge. And then obviously the excitement in the community and some of those games where the building was really alive was fun to be a part of. And I think that's one of those things where guys talk about, you get a taste of it, you want more. So I think it's for me, it's exciting to be a part of the group and hopefully take some more steps forward next year.
How important was it just for you guys to let your personalities come through, not just on the ice, but here together? I mean, you did your own little TV show there that you produced and wrote and everything, and you obviously had a lot of fun doing it, but you let your personality come through there. How important is it, and how much fun was that for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I think you need sort of a mixture of things for that to happen. I think you need to obviously have good leadership from the top in the organization. You you need guys to feel like they can express themselves, and guys to feel comfortable sort of showing off their personalities, I think. And also you need to have good guys, good people in the room. And I think for us, we got a really good mix of guys, good personalities, and obviously we got good hockey players, but I think the people is they're quality people, and I think that's what makes us tight as a team, and it's going to improve us, I think, on the ice as well.
From your perspective,
Jeff, what's it going to be like to go into this offseason knowing that the expectation next year is absolutely playoffs? It's a bit different than the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, personally, I think it's the same as any offseason. You're trying to get better individually. Guys go home and sort of work on their games, get in the gym, and then I think obviously when we come back and we get all together for training camp, that's when you start to see kind of things come together. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's exciting, I guess, for guys, but I think most guys in here, their number one focus is to get better as a player in the summer. And you see young guys come in the league, that's kind of their mindset anyway. So it's yeah, it'll be fun to see some of those guys take some big steps, because I think some guys are in sort of that time period in their careers or lives kind of where they can make big jumps in an off season.
What's the biggest lesson in March? I mean, after Boston and Nashville, you guys were done, but you guys weren't done. You completely turned the thing around and got back in it. What's the takeaway from that going forward that might last you guys a long time?
I think just being in those sort of high pressure games, high pressure situations. We're in some tight games, won some low scoring games. That's just kind of the level that gets raised. People talk about sort of the desperation goes up a little bit. Every team's kind of fighting for spots and fighting for points, and you need to raise your level if you're gonna grab the points. So for us to have sort of recognized that and then obviously executed on that towards the end was good to see, I think. And I think anytime you play sort of high pressure games, it's a good experience. It's good opportunities to learn, and yeah, I think that's kind of what that stretch run brought for us.
what made Kyle such a, I guess, the perfect fit to be the captain of this team? And what role did he play? And you touched on this room and you guys being able to really express your opinions, personalities.
Yeah, this might go long. I don't know. I try and keep it short, but I don't know. I mean, everyone talks about how good of a person he is. It's hard to overstate. I think it's hard to overstate how much he means to the group, because I've been on a lot of teams, and I think for me he's kind of, it's tough to say, I think, to sort of pinpoint one thing. I think he's obviously got a lot of experience and he draws on that, but he's just a quality person, I think, and genuine, and it's, I'm grateful to sort of be around it. And I think for me it's also more rewarding that I get to see sort of some of these young guys come in the league, and that's their example that they've got to follow, because I can't think of another, like, a better role model for these young guys, and in how he sort of goes about his business, but also how he treats everyone else, whether it's the staff or his teammates, how he approaches the game, and just sort of how he handles himself over an 82-game season. So for me, I learned a lot from him. I'm super grateful I get to kind of experience it and be around him, and yeah, he's a big part of the team. Yeah.
Obviously, we touched on a little bit career year on the score sheet for you. Did you ever doubt that you could reach these numbers, or did you know it was just a matter of time?
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't really think about numbers that much. I think you just try and come to the rink and you put in your best effort for the day, and hopefully results will come. I think that's kind of how I approach it. It's too long of a season. There's too many games to kind of start projecting numbers, I think, or for me at least, that's how I've approached it over the course of my career. And yeah, I just try and keep getting better. I think I think for me there's still room for some improvement in my game, and that's what the summer's for. I think you go home and you try and get to work and work on little things that are going to help you next year and help the team. And yeah, that's how I've always approached it, and I think I continue to do that.
Alex won the fan award the other day. What about him do you think resonates with the people here?
A lot of good things. I don't know. It's he's a great personality. Obviously, he's super genuine and he's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, he's just himself, you know. And I think the confidence he has in himself and sort of the enthusiasm he brings to the team, I think it rubs off on guys, and not only to the team but to the community, to the organization. He's someone, again, I think that the young guys in here, especially, and I speak for myself too, I think the young guys in here are lucky to have as a role model. And for me, I get to learn from him. I get to play with him obviously a lot, and yeah, he had a great year. And I think he's still taking steps forward. So it's going to be exciting to see him continue to grow, because he's on a pretty good path right now.
After last night, does he have a future as a media person?
Does he? Oh, I don't know.
He didn't like his question.
Yeah, they cut off my quote there. It was, no, I don't think he's. You guys are all safe from him, that's for sure.
How much of
John,
the,
what was it like every time to go on the ice, whether Thompson was at center or middle stat? Every time you guys were on the ice, you felt you could score. That's a really unusual feeling for a line, and you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Tomer, obviously he's elite and one of the best centermen in the league. And then Mitzi, I think a lot of people, I feel like, I don't know if they were surprised, but maybe surprised that he had the run he had towards the end. But I think for us, or for me at least personally, I think if you see him in practice, the way he goes about his business, but also just the skill level he has in practice every day, it's not surprising. You know it's in there, and credit to him, he gets the opportunity. He kind of ran with it, and for me, getting to play with both those guys in the middle, that's pretty fun. I think as a winger, the game's a lot easier when you have a really good centerman, and those guys are two really good centermen. So, and then obviously Tucky makes a big difference out there too. So he's real disruptive. Physically can dominate a game, and yeah, for me, getting to read off and play with those guys, I'm pretty fortunate to do that. And again, those guys, they still got room for improvement. I think it's because of their age, but also I think their hunger to get better. Those three guys are all guys that are looking to get better, and I'm excited to see them in training camp, see what they've done in the summer, and see them take more steps forward.
Jeff, the trust from down on the coaching staff, how did that help you evolve maybe more into a leadership role and help your game on the ice? He mentioned a couple months ago there was a meeting with the coaches and he left the room and you kind of took over and showed him what, you were giving your thoughts. I mean, just how did that help you, I guess, and make you evolve?
He's been great for me. I think as a player, you like to have that trust from your coach, and you just like to get an opportunity. I think he's done both for me, and I think he's done a great job with the team. I think it's really delicate balance when you have a young team to kind of instill confidence while keeping sort of that accountability, and he sort of works in that gray area really well, I think. And as I've gotten older, I think I appreciate that challenge that coaches have. And yeah, for me personally, he's given me a great opportunity, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm excited to come back and sort of get back with the guys in training camp and again get it going again.
how much of the off season will be spent scripting season 2 of Between Two Stars?
That I don't know. Those scripts kind of come together pretty fast, so I think it's best to kind of keep them last minute because you never know when you get some new material. So.
What moment makes you laugh the most when you look back and watch those? And also, who was the funniest interview?
Oh, it's tough. I feel like
Call him out.
it's tough. I feel like Tucky, sorry. Originally, when we started the show, I was concerned because Tucky has such a big personality and he's got a lot of material that it would be tough to follow him up, and it was, I think, but I think we have such a good mix of guys that each guy kind of brings his own kind of vibe to it, and so it's tough to pick one, but I don't know. Cole I think Cole is hilarious. He helps me behind the scenes. He would look through the scripts and stuff, and obviously the whole staff that does the production they do a great job, and I'm just getting the credit for it. So they did a lot of work on it, and it seemed like everyone had a good laugh, which was the goal really, and it was fun.
Is there a guest you're dying to get on next?
No,
Money Emily,
there's been a lot of suggestions. There's been some suggestions to see Donnie on there, which have been funny, but I don't know if I can go there. So we'll have to wait and see what's in store. But I also think that maybe it's just a one-season show, so we don't want to overstay our welcome. But I don't know. I'm sure they'll come up with something. The everyone that works here that came up with that, they've always got good ideas. So I mean, it could be something even better next year. You have to wait and see.
Jeff, is World Championships an option for you?
They asked me. I haven't talked to my family, and I talked to my family, talked to my agent, sort of work through some things over the next couple of days before I make a decision. But yeah, they asked me. I just haven't made a decision yet.